Hello, everyone, and welcome to another movie review. I am happy that you can join me today. Follow us on social media at YouTube and TikTok, and click the like button to share this content with other fans. In the Hand of Dante is based on the book by the same name, written by Nick Tosches, whom, according to the Rolling Stone magazine, his biography about Jerry Lee Lewis, titled Hellfire, is considered to be the best rock and roll biography ever written. This movie was in pre-production for the past 18 years, and at first Johnny Depp was supposed to star in the film, but he either dropped out or he was too old to play the protagonist. So the role went to Oscar Isaac, and he leads an all-star cast. It was directed by Julian Schnabel, an Oscar-nominated filmmaker. It premiered at the Venice Film Festival last year, September. It was released in theaters on June 12th, but according to the trailer, it premiered on Netflix on June 24th. The running time is 2 hours, 33 minutes. The movie starts with a brief bio on Dante, who lived during the 13th century Italy, and he was famous for writing the Divine Comedy, a narrative epic poem divided into three cantos: Hell, Purgatory, and Paradise. Now, I am a poet myself, so in case you are not aware, a story like Lord of the Rings is divided up into novels, but narrative poems, if they're long enough, are divided up into cantos. That's just a side note. So the bio on Dante is followed by a brief bio on Nick Tosches, who was born in Newark, New Jersey, and he worked as a writer. So he lived from 1949 to 2019. So the movie alternates between Dante's life in the 13th century Italy, which is shot in color and is shot in 3:4 ratio, and the fictional version of Nick's life between the 1960s and the 2000s is shot in black and white with a widescreen 16:9 ratio. Now, Nick is played by Oscar Isaac, and he is hired by a mob boss named Joe Black, played by John Malkovich, to retrieve and sell an original manuscript of Dante's Divine Comedy, which is supposed to be written in his hand. That leads him to meeting Joe Black's assassin, Louis, played by Gerard Butler, and an Italian priest who found the manuscript. Louis's job is basically to shoot down everyone they meet so that no one can talk about the manuscript, which is supposed to fetch for millions of dollars. Gal Gadot plays Dante's wife, and Giulietta, the love interest of Nick. At first, you don't know what is her purpose in the movie, but eventually she saves Dante and Nick's lives. And it is as though Dante and his wife meet in the next lifetime, which happens to be Nick and Giulietta. So it kind of links both stories together. I'm not sure if that was the filmmaker's intention. I'm just taking an educated guess. So, I am going to give this movie 2.5 out of 5 stars. First, the bad news. The plot is an absolute mess. It is so convoluted, and it seems as though the filmmaker got lost in the making of the film, that he forgot to tell a story that the audience might actually care about. There was some slow, boring parts, so this movie could have used another edit. But before we get to editing, before we get to filming, something tells me that they were not working with a good script. That the script was probably a mess, and it needed another rewrite. I am left with the question, what exactly did the filmmaker wanted to tell or wanted to say about Dante and Nick? What was the point to all of this? I really don't understand. This is considered to be a thriller crime movie, and I think this movie belongs in a different genre. Um, that's just my humble opinion. Another thing that made absolutely no sense to me is how can we have all this killing going on, bodies left out in the streets, and this movie has no cops, no detectives, no police on the case. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I also don't understand why Dante's story was shot in color, but Nick's story was shot in black and white. Um, Anywho's. Now the good news. And I am not even sure if it is good news, because if the movie is not good, everything else doesn't matter. But the acting was okay. The set design, the costume designs were good. This was a movie I was looking forward to because The Divine Comedy is one of the most popular books of all time, one of the most popular stories of all time, and it has been used as a reference, as a source of inspiration in pop culture by numerous people over the decades. But I don't think that no one has made a movie adaptation of the story itself. And since I have seen paintings of Dante, no one really knows what he looked like, because, this person died in 1321. But based on the paintings left behind, Oscar Isaac does look like Dante in the paintings. So it was a smart move to cast him to play Dante and Nick. But the movie wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, which is unfortunate because they had a great cast of actors, and it seemed as though that things were going to go well, but for some strange reason, the movie just lost steam over time. So it just wasn't a good movie overall, given all that talent that was put into it. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching, as always, and I will see you next time with another review and more flashbacks. So take care, everybody. If you already saw the film, let me know what you thought of it. Until then, have fun at home streaming.